Hey Renter Retires, it's Adam Schroeder here, and today we're going to talk about the importance of a yearly walkthrough. Alright, before we get started, let me remind everybody, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the notifications bell, don't miss out on any of the material we're putting out to make you the best investor you can possibly be. And at the end of the video, if you like it, click the like button so that we know you liked it and that other people can see it was worthwhile as well. And as always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them in the comments below. We will get to them as soon as possible. And if there's any topics you want us to make videos about, include those in the comments and we will get to them as soon as we possibly can. But today, we're going to talk about the importance of the yearly walkthrough. What is the yearly walkthrough? The yearly walkthrough is exactly what it sounds like. This is something that property managers offer that you should be taking advantage of. It is quite simply, they have somebody go there and walk through the property and do a miniature inspection. They're not doing everything that an inspector does when you're buying the house, but they're going through and checking to make sure that all the things that were good with the house are still good, and checking to see if your tenant has done any damage to the property. And this allows you to avoid the deferred maintenance that can come with having a long-term tenant. I took over one of my properties and did a self-management for a little while, and it was incredible to me whenever I had somebody go out there to see what was wrong with the property, and they came back with a laundry list of things that needed to be done. And I asked the tenant, I said, why didn't you tell us about this before? And she said, I didn't want to complain. She didn't want to be a burden. And I said, look, you're not a burden. I want to know when things go wrong because I want to fix them right away and avoid these massive things piling up. So these things are designed for the inspector to go through and say, okay, this is getting a little loose and this is, looking like it might need work in the future, just to give you a general idea. And they'll take a bunch of pictures of what's going on and let you know and see the inside of your property. Now, obviously you don't want to do this, every month or something like that, but it's a good way to know if your tenant is keeping your house in a good condition. And it's also a good way of making sure that you don't have a bunch of deferred maintenance piling up just because your tenant doesn't want to go through the trouble of submitting a work order or something like that. So it can definitely save you. Now, this is going to cost $75 to $150, probably no more than $200, I would say, but it is worth it because here's the thing. You don't know what's going on in that property when you're not there. So, when they go out there, maybe your tenant is causing damage to a property. And if they are, you need to stop that right then. You make sure that your property manager gets you a quote for these things and bills the tenant for the damages that the tenant created. Now, obviously, there are some times that it's not the tenant's fault, and you're going to be paying for that. But there's definitely times where the tenant has done damage, and you should not be the one paying for that. You need to be putting it on their ledger and having them pay for the repairs. And guess what? If they don't pay for the repairs, that is when you can start the eviction process if you need to, and you keep the money back from their security deposit at the end of their term. Look, you want to pay for the repairs and have them done right away. But what I would highly recommend is, let's say you have a walkthrough and there is damage that the tenant created, and they fix it and they bill the tenant, but you don't want to start the eviction process yet because you want to give them a chance to make good. You want to give them a chance to make it right. Well, let me tell you something. If that happens, or maybe you're just waiting for their lease to expire because it's soon enough and you don't want to pay for all the eviction stuff. If that happens, make sure you do another walkthrough. It is worth it to save you the potential damage if they re-damage what you fixed in the first place. Remember, this is your investment. It is your business. You need to protect it. You protect it with things like LLCs as your portfolio grows. You protect it by having a property manager in the first place. Spend a little bit of money, have the yearly walkthrough, get the pictures showing you what your investment looks like. It's a really simple thing that will save you time, save you money, save you headaches. I cannot stress it enough how much. If your property management company is not offering this to you, ask them about it. You want to have eyes on your property. And look, it may seem like a little bit of a nuisance. Well, guess what? So is having repairs. All they have to do, they send people over there all the time to fix a toilet or to fix a sink or to repair, whatever has happened that needs to be repaired, service the air conditioner. All they're doing is walking through, taking pictures. It's not a big time-consuming thing where they have to be there and looking over their shoulder. They're just walking around, taking a few pictures, checking things out, and moving on. It's not a burden to your tenant unless you're doing it 3, 4, 5 times a year, which you're not going to be doing, but it will keep your portfolio protected and make sure that you are not suddenly getting stuck with a massive bill when your tenant of 5 years is moving out and you haven't had any eyes inside that property over those 5 years. So ask your property manager about a walkthrough every year. And if you're self-managing, call up some inspectors and see how much they would charge you just to go through the house and take some pictures. They don't need to go and do a big in-depth thing. They'll probably do it for $150, something like that. Just call them up and say, hey, I want you to go through the house, see if there's anything that needs to be done. Or call up a general contractor. Say, hey, will you go take a look at my house, see if there's anything that needs to be done, take pictures, send me an estimate if you want. Now, obviously, you don't have to take them up on the estimate. You don't have to do the repairs, but at least you'll have an idea of what might need to be done. So whether you're self-managing or have a property manager, you need to have somebody's eyes inside your property at least one time a year to protect your investment. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, please click the like button. Let us know that it was worth watching. As always, subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the notifications bell. Don't miss out on any of this. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. We'll get to them as soon as possible. And as always, head on over to renttoretirement.com. You can schedule a session with one of our investment strategists to talk about your real estate portfolio, maybe getting it started, maybe growing it. Whatever you need, we're here to help you with your real estate journey. Don't forget to check out our inventory there. You'll see it right there at Rent to Retirement. Go to our active inventory, see what all is available if you're interested in purchasing properties now. And you can also find out more at renttoretirement.com/hotlist. You can have our brochures sent to your phone. Really appreciate you spending the time with us and watching this video. We'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for watching the Rent to Retirement YouTube channel. Check out some of our other videos, like this one, or this one here.